My beloved child. There is a moment in life that no one expects, a single heartbeat where everything carefully planned suddenly stands still. Today, I need you to stay with me for a moment, because what is about to unfold feels impossible to explain and even harder to believe. A wedding hall filled with smiles, joyful music, and hopeful hearts suddenly fell into complete silence. Every eye turned toward one unexpected envelope that had arrived only minutes before the ceremony. No one imagined that inside it was a DNA report carrying one truth powerful enough to stop the celebration before a single vow could be spoken. The room was filled with confusion, disbelief, and questions that no one was prepared to answer. Yet the greatest surprise was not the report itself, it was who the report was truly connected to. As this unfolds, clarity will come. Something huge is waiting for you. The atmosphere changed without warning. Conversations faded, smiles disappeared, and even those who believed they understood the entire story realized they had only seen the surface. The report did not accuse anyone. It did not create anger. Instead, it uncovered a forgotten connection that had remained hidden for years, quietly waiting for the perfect moment to be revealed. Some people called it coincidence. Others whispered that destiny had stepped in before a life-changing mistake could happen. But there was one person standing silently, unable to look away, because deep inside they had always felt that something about this day was different. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the answers we search for arrive in ways we never expect. Then another unexpected detail surfaced. Someone remembered an old promise made long ago, one that almost everyone had forgotten. A promise connected to family, truth, and a decision that was never completed. Suddenly, pieces that had never seemed related began fitting together like a puzzle waiting for its final piece. The DNA result was only the beginning. Hidden behind it was a story stretching back many years, involving choices that shaped countless lives without anyone realizing it. Every person in that hall believed they had come to witness a wedding. Instead, they became witnesses to a revelation that would change every future decision from this moment onward. Stay with me for a moment, because the next discovery is even more unbelievable. As emotions filled the room, one quiet voice finally spoke. Maybe this happened for a reason. Those simple words changed everything. Instead of asking why the ceremony had stopped, people began asking what truth had been protected. Sometimes life delays an event not to take something away, but to reveal something far greater than anyone imagined. The soulmate at the center of this story slowly realized that what felt like the worst interruption might actually become the greatest turning point of their entire journey. The silence inside the hall no longer felt empty. It felt meaningful, as though every unanswered question was preparing to reveal its purpose. And just when everyone believed the mystery had reached its end, another sealed document appeared. Unlike the first one, this document had never been opened before. The person holding it hesitated, knowing that whatever was written inside could answer every remaining question, or create an even greater mystery. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Every heartbeat seemed to pause as the seal was slowly lifted. What those pages contained would explain why this DNA test arrived at exactly the right moment, and why someone had spent years protecting this impossible truth from ever being discovered. As this unfolds, clarity will come, because the next chapter changes everything. The room remained completely still as the second document was carefully unfolded. Every person expected immediate answers, yet the first sentence only deepened the mystery. It spoke of a decision made many years earlier, one that had been kept hidden not out of fear, but out of hope that the right moment would eventually arrive. The soulmate looked around, searching every familiar face for a clue, but the expressions revealed nothing except quiet disbelief. Stay with me for a moment, because the next few moments will connect every unanswered question. As this unfolds, clarity will come. What seemed like a wedding interruption was becoming the beginning of a story no one had imagined. One by one, forgotten memories began to return. An old photograph, a handwritten note, and a family story that had always sounded incomplete suddenly carried new meaning. The DNA report had not created the truth, it had simply uncovered what time had quietly protected. Every coincidence from the past now appeared connected in ways that felt almost impossible. The soulmate realized there had always been small signs along the journey, but they were too easy to overlook until this very day. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes life's greatest revelations are hidden inside the smallest details. Something huge is waiting for you. Then an unexpected witness stepped forward. No one had noticed them standing silently near the back of the hall until they gently spoke a few calm words. They shared a memory that matched every detail inside the document, filling in the missing pieces that everyone had struggled to understand. Suddenly, the silence was replaced with quiet amazement. The entire room understood that this moment was far greater than a single ceremony. It was about discovering a truth that had patiently waited for years to be seen. If this story is keeping you curious, don't forget to share this video with someone who loves unforgettable mysteries, subscribe for more powerful journeys like this, and leave a comment telling me what you think the final truth could be. Just when everyone believed the mystery had finally reached its conclusion, the witness revealed one final sentence that changed everything again. There is still one person who hasn't arrived. Those words echoed through the hall as every eye turned toward the entrance. Nobody knew who this person was, but somehow everyone felt they carried the final answer. The soulmate's heart filled with anticipation, knowing the next arrival could explain why destiny had chosen this exact day to reveal the impossible truth. As this unfolds, clarity will come, because the moment the doors begin to open, the story takes its most unforgettable turn yet. A gentle breeze moved through the entrance just as the doors slowly opened. Every conversation faded into silence. The person who stepped inside did not rush forward or ask any questions. They simply looked around the room, as if they had been expecting this exact moment for years. The soulmate felt an unexplainable sense of familiarity, even though they couldn't remember ever meeting them before. Stay with me for a moment, because what happens next will connect every mystery you've witnessed so far. As this unfolds, clarity will come. Something huge is waiting for you. The newcomer carried a small wooden box that looked ordinary, yet everyone instinctively knew it was important. Inside were letters, photographs, and one carefully folded page with a date written across the top. It wasn't the date of the wedding. It wasn't the date of the DNA report either. It was a date from many years ago, the day a life-changing decision had quietly been made. As each letter was read aloud, forgotten moments came back into focus. Promises that once sounded confusing suddenly made perfect sense. The impossible truth wasn't about changing the past. It was about finally understanding it. The soulmate slowly realized that every unexpected delay, every unanswered question, and every strange coincidence had been leading toward this exact day. Nothing had happened by accident. Even the DNA test had arrived at the precise moment when everyone was finally ready to hear the truth without misunderstanding it. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes life protects important answers until the heart is prepared to receive them. The room no longer felt filled with confusion. It felt filled with purpose. Every person present understood they were witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime revelation that would be remembered forever. Then the final letter was unfolded. Unlike the others, it had never been opened before. Across the front, only a single sentence was written: "Open this only when every piece of the story has been revealed." The soulmate carefully broke the seal as every eye remained fixed on the page. The first line brought tears to several faces, but it was the final paragraph that caused complete silence once again. It revealed that one last truth had never been spoken aloud, and only the next chapter could uncover it. As this unfolds, clarity will come, because the greatest revelation has still not been revealed. The final letter rested quietly in trembling hands as every heartbeat seemed louder than before. No one dared interrupt the silence. The words inside were simple, yet they carried a meaning that reached far beyond the wedding hall. The letter explained that the DNA test had never been meant to end a celebration. It had arrived to protect a future that was built on truth instead of assumptions. In that instant, every confusing event from the day suddenly fit together. Stay with me for a moment, because the most meaningful discovery is only beginning. As this unfolds, clarity will come. The soulmate slowly looked around the room and realized something remarkable. Every unexpected delay had become a hidden blessing. Every unanswered question had guided everyone toward a truth that would have remained buried forever. Smiles began replacing confusion as hearts grew lighter. What had first appeared to be an impossible interruption was now understood as a once-in-a-lifetime turning point. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes life's greatest gifts arrive disguised as unexpected pauses. If this story has kept you wondering what happens next, share it with someone who enjoys unforgettable mysteries, subscribe for more inspiring journeys, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just when everyone believed the story had reached its peaceful ending, another quiet surprise appeared. Hidden beneath the final letter was a small envelope with only one sentence written across the front: "For the moment after the truth is accepted." The soulmate carefully opened it and found an old photograph that no one in the room had ever seen before. Every face in the picture carried a calm smile, but one tiny detail in the background instantly caught everyone's attention. It connected directly to the forgotten promise mentioned at the very beginning of this journey. "Something huge is waiting for you." A wave of understanding spread across the hall. There was no longer fear, confusion, or uncertainty, only gratitude that the truth had arrived before irreversible choices were made. The wedding had paused, but hope had not. Instead, a new beginning was quietly taking shape, one built on honesty, patience, and perfect timing. The soulmate smiled with renewed confidence, knowing this story was never about losing something, it was about finding what had always been waiting. And just as everyone prepared to leave with peace in their hearts, a final message arrived from someone no one expected to hear from, a message that would reveal where this extraordinary journey truly leads. The message arrived quietly, without celebration or announcement, yet the entire room felt its importance before a single word was read. The soulmate unfolded the page and discovered that it had been written long before this day was ever imagined. It spoke of patience, truth, and the remarkable way life brings hidden pieces together at exactly the right time. Every unexpected event, the delayed ceremony, the DNA report, the forgotten letters, and the long-kept promise, had not been random at all. They were chapters leading to one unforgettable revelation. Stay with me for a moment. As this unfolds, clarity will come. The greatest surprise was never about stopping a wedding, it was about making sure the future began with complete truth. The soulmate closed their eyes for a moment and smiled with a peace no one had seen before. The fear that once filled the hall had completely disappeared. In its place stood hope, understanding, and a future that no longer carried unanswered questions. Everyone present realized they had witnessed something far greater than an interrupted celebration. They had witnessed the moment when truth arrived before a lifelong decision was made. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the answers we desperately seek appear only after life asks us to wait. What once looked like a heartbreaking interruption had quietly become the greatest blessing anyone could have imagined. As people slowly left the hall, they carried more than memories, they carried a reminder that every delay can hold an unexpected purpose. The soulmate took one final look at the empty aisle, not with sadness, but with confidence that the next chapter would begin exactly when it was meant to. No one spoke about disappointment anymore. Instead, they spoke about the incredible timing of a truth that changed everything without taking hope away. Something huge was waiting all along, and now everyone finally understood why it had been hidden until this very day. Before this story comes to an end, remember this: not every closed door is a loss, and not every delay is a setback. Sometimes life pauses the moment you expected so it can reveal the moment you truly needed. If this journey kept you with me from beginning to end, then perhaps it arrived at exactly the right time for you as well. Thank you for staying until the final chapter. The impossible truth has finally been revealed, the mystery has found its answer, and a brand new beginning is now ready to unfold.